Oh, that's better. Oh, that worked. Okay. All right. Hi. Hey, everyone. Welcome to my live broadcast. I'm just going to try to find us on. Um, there we are. Okay. That way, if anybody wants to. Oh, I see Shelly. I can see you. Okay, great. Hey, thank you for coming. So today I want to talk about energy leaks to heal your energy leaks. First, I want to tell you a little story and maybe you'll relate to it and you'll see what I mean by energy leaks. So at some point in my life, actually, it was 2014. In fact, I had owed my dad some money and I hadn't found a way to pay him and I felt bad. And it kept me from calling him because I felt bad. So one day I decided that this was leaking my energy. I didn't call it that back then, but that I could feel the energy draining, and I was missing out on those conversations with my dad. So it almost brings tears to my eyes because Daddy passed away last year. But I have this list in the back of one of my journals. And when I accomplished things that I had been putting off, I would write it down. And I have this entry I want to share with you. 12/21/14. I made a difficult call to my dad. Money was the issue. Remember, it was a bigger issue for me than for Daddy. I made that call because having a close relationship with him means more than my failures. I am about integrity with my father, and it feels good. So what I'm saying is, a lot of times we have things in our life that are emotionally blocking our energy flow. We'll talk about some other areas spiritually, physically, body-wise, but it's these emotional things that we hold on to that actually keep us from having those experiences, those deep and loving experiences that we yearn for, right? Like I said, my dad passed away last year and I got to go spend 3 months with him, giving him care and being his advocate. And it was so powerful. But had I not healed that relationship long ago, now I did ultimately pay back the money, but I was having a one-sided battle. So in our relationships, where are you having a one-sided battle? You've got this thing growing up in your mind, and it's not that at all. Daddy wasn't worried about that money. He was more concerned about keeping in touch with me. He asked me, he said, I was wondering why you hadn't been calling. And I told him, I was honest with him because I loved him, continues, love him that much. So that's why I want to talk about energy leaks. And I'll jump around a little bit and go to the different areas, and then we'll come back to emotional. Okay, but if you do the work on healing your energy leaks and getting really honest with yourself about what you really want, it'll help you take control of your power so you can be more focused towards your goals, your intentions, and your deepest desires. So really important to clear this clutter out, and it's energetically and it's physically. So let's talk about physical clutter. Oh, let me say this. Clearing energy leaks is critical to receiving abundance and taking your power back. It's critical to receiving abundance because the energy leaks block our abundance. Okay, physical clutter. Clutter is equal to distress. Do you say, oh, under your breath when you go into a room or you open a drawer? Notice your vibration. Does it create a positive energetic feeling or a sense of chaos or dread? Are you hoarding? Do you say, maybe I'll need it if? So don't ignore your spaces. And you are an outer manifestation of what you're thinking about yourself. So if there's a lot of chaos going on outside of you, chances are there's a lot of chaos inside. And one way of taking charge of things is to bring some order to your life, bring some order in any way you can, and start building on that. just know that clutter is not nurturing. Notice your different spaces and how the energy feels. And like I said before, clutter influences abundance. In other words, it blocks it. It affects your vibration, your flow, and your abundance. Okay. All right, if you're live, hashtag live. And if you're on the replay, hashtag replay. That'll be really cool to know what you get from this too. What nuggets will you take from this? I want to say that now think of this way. Clutter is a form of procrastination. And a large part of procrastination is about feeling unworthy. Clutter is a form of self-abandonment. We let things go, don't take care of things, don't take care of ourselves. Don't forget your technology, your email. When you're looking at it, does it evoke a feeling of, or when you walk into a room, do you have that sinking feeling? And then ask yourself, how does it serve me? How does this serve me? All right. If it's resonating with you, say yes. Okay, so emotional clutter. This is about your feelings, your thoughts, your upsets, your anxiety, your grudges, all of that stuff. It impacts relationships, right? You know that. It impacts your relationships. And do you hold people to the past that you had? Something that happened, a bad experience that you're unable to let go of? That's emotional clutter. You can't fully be present when you have emotional clutter. And you know what I'm talking about, that gnawing feeling, or, you can't concentrate, that you're just really, upset about something or miffed about something bothers you, and it just, you have a pattern of always going there. That's emotional clutter, and it's blocking your flow. Look at your money, your family, your relationships. Is there clarity or emotional clutter? Clarity helps you take the next right step. Think about it. Clarity helps you take the next right step. Okay. Breathing. So we did physical clutter, emotional clutter. Let's talk a little bit about spiritual clutter. And I mean this by identifying your inner critic. When your inner critic is loud, it's hard for you to hear inner guidance. And I like to tell this story of nursing school where it's 4th semester, and every semester I'm freaking out thinking I'm going to fail. And that was that. I could hear this voice in my head. You're not going to make it. You're going to fail. And it was a ridiculous voice. I mean, how often have you had that voice, and it's that whole negative voice that it's been there. It's anything negative anybody's ever said to you or you've said to yourself. And that's that critical gatekeeper, that critical thinker, on that one side, saying all the negative stuff. Then there's the wise friend, and just imagine they're on the shoulder, critical gatekeeper, wise friend. And the wise friend was the nursing student that said, Jeri, do the math. She said, you do this every semester, that I had a wig out or, freaked out every semester, but do the math. So there's that wise part of you. So part of clearing that spiritual clutter is taking a look at that inner critic, because that inner critic is self-hating. So it's a self-hating and self-sabotaging energy, and we don't need that. Take a look at yourself. Do you have the, I should do this, I have to do that? Clearing spiritual clutter brings you a sense of peace, joy, and abundance. Ask yourself, how does it serve me? If I didn't have this clutter, what would I have to be thinking about? Just imagine if you're having, well, I'm going to recommend that if you don't have paper by now, that you take a piece of paper and you write emotional clutter, spiritual clutter, physical clutter, and physical body. And think, and take some time today and think about what areas of your life do you have clutter in. You know, it's just really powerful seeing it written down. It comes to life, and then you can sort it out. You can unpack it. All right, so we did spiritual clutter, yeah? Yes. Physical body. Are you covering up your pain with excess weight? Are you, do you have eating issues? Do you get enough exercise? Are you smoking, using drugs, using alcohol? You know, these are all of the things that come in with the physical body. You have this lovely machine, and how you take care of it matters. So there's some, if you can see that as part of the clutter to clean up, right? Clean up your act, right? With your body, nurture your body, get some exercise, get the health checkups that you need that you've been putting off, because those are the kinds of things that you sit there and go, oh, I got to take care of that. Yeah, I got to take care of that. And you're going to feel a lot better on the other side of that, knowing you took care of it. And here's the other thing: when you take care of something, pat yourself on your back, be your own cheerleader. And let's talk a little bit about how do you even begin to clean up all this clutter. Well, you can start by physical clutter and pick an area or that you want to work on. For me, I had an office I hadn't been into in a year when I did this once, and I would set the alarm for 30 minutes and commit to 30 minutes a day, because I didn't think I wanted to be in there any more than that, you know. But I found that 30 minutes became an hour, and the more it got done, I think really the key is getting ourselves in there, right? And if you can go in there and commit for a short amount of time and just be consistent about it, you can tackle a lot. Emotional clutter, that's one of my specialties, emotional clutter. And what I mean by that is we do hypnotherapy and we do power practices that help you go back to the beginning of that emotion and actually identify it and process through it, so that when things come up in your life, it's so much more natural and easier to just be honest and clear about things. And having the intention of having deeper connections can help clear that emotional clutter too. So if you have some challenges in that part, let's get on the call. You know, if you're having problems in your relationships, or you're really having some emotions that are hard for you to shake, a wonderful experience would be a hypnotherapy, where you can get into a calm and relaxed place, a safe place, and then really just unpack those emotions and look at the patterns, and then have a new way of being, a new way of showing up. It's just an opportunity to like get a higher view of things, and you can make wiser decisions from that place. All right, so I think I go on. I hope you got some nuggets from this. So heal your energy leaks: physical clutter, emotional clutter, spiritual clutter. And remember that spiritual clutter is that inner critic, that self-sabotaging voice that you want to clean up, right? And body clutter, right? Physical body. Okay, so we're doing brainstorm calls. If you want to get on a short call and want some help figuring out where do you want to be and what's in the way and how you can get there, it will be a powerful conversation. So next week so how do you get on a call? So why don't you just put me in the comments and I'll reach out to you. There was something else I was going to say. Okay, so next week I want to do Abraham Hicks emotional guidance scale. So you'll want to come back for that one. And anyone that's around and has watched, I really appreciate it. Hope I didn't go on too much. I just seemed like I had fun this time. It's getting easier. So anyway, me, if you want to call, and I'll reach out to you and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.